Welcome everybody. Welcome to First Church here on Thursday night. Welcome to our self-healing class, what some of you call our Louise Hay class, otherwise known as our You Can Heal Your Life class. This is a class that I have been doing every week for many, many years, and I want to welcome you all to the center, to our gathering. I know many of you are joining in now on Zoom. As people are signing in, I guess I can do a little mini commercial. We have classes, empowering classes every Wednesday. Jimmy and Lady V, mostly Jimmy is doing a creative living series. Lady V is a regular contributor every month. That's on Wednesday night. Again, Thursday night, we do our Louise Hay work, which is a combination of Louise Hay's work and Ernest Holmes' teachings. And every Sunday morning we meet at 10:45 for a meditation, and after that we have our weekly lesson. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Some of you are still signing in, I can see, joining us here at First Church. So I'm sending off a big virtual hug to everybody, and I'm really happy to see so many people showing up. And we also are getting tons of comments now through social media, and we get back to everybody. You can contact us directly at the center. You can call, you can contact us through email. And Jimmy and I answer all of your questions and comments, and we're really grateful for all the support we're getting. It's exciting for us to witness our virtual gathering grow, our family, and it's heartening to recognize so many of these new faces and energy that's intertwining with us. Again, we love your comments, we appreciate your suggestions, and we're grateful for your support. It means also a lot to us to hear your testimonials, and by that I mean many of you are having demonstrations from practicing the teaching, and that's really what it's all about. We can provide great information, but ultimately it's the application of the information that's going to cause the manifestation or the demonstration. The person who really ought to be celebrated is you yourself. To the extent you take in this information and you put it to use, congratulations, because it's going to change everything. Tonight's lesson, I have different things I want to talk about, but the one thing I want to mention, because sometimes I forget, please find a way to keep reminding yourself of the truths we speak of. You can tune in now on Facebook and YouTube 24 hours a day. You can tune into our YouTube channel. Keep reminding yourself of the goodness that you have within you, the connection you have with Source within you, and that you have everything you need, and you are supplied and supported all the time. So let us continue. Again, we're delighted to see everybody here. Our community is surging with growth, and that's really something I'm grateful for. It's a testament to everybody's work and that the message is coming across. If you're new, this is one of your first times here, your first or second or third time coming in, again, big welcome to you. And for the rest of us, gratitude. I'm grateful you're here, and let's cherish and be grateful for our time together. Your being here and your sharing your time with us is important, because I'm realizing, as good as our messaging is, it's the collective consciousness and it's all the personal sharing that really it enhances, and the fact that many of you are actually learning this stuff and practicing, as I said before, it's really making a huge difference. So attendance is always a gift to ourselves, right? But it's also a gift to one another when you're sharing. So if you're able to share at the end of the gathering, we'd love to at least hear a hello. I'm from Arizona, or I'm from New Hampshire, or wherever it might be. Sometimes it's Colombia, or England, South America, Dominican Republic. We have all of you folks signing in. We're always operating we operate here on the principle of love offerings. So encourage your friends to join. There's no charge of any kind. You're free to, of course, send us checks, as some of you do. And Jimmy always has in the chat rooms that I never see, or I don't see often, donation options. So if you'd like to support our work, we would really appreciate it. But more than anything else, we're just glad you're here and you're bringing yourself. It's your presence, it's your love, it's your engagement with us. Most of all, your comments, I shouldn't say most of all, your comments and your journey with us is the most important thing. We have a pretty good e-letter filled with spiritual gems that goes out every week. And we also send out gentle reminders. So if you'd like either, send us a private message with your contact information. And Jimmy will make sure that you are reminded and you get our e-letter. Let me see. What's next? As we continue to grow our global community, we're excited today or this week to announce we have an upcoming translation initiative going on. And it's almost ready to go, so we'll keep you posted. We've heard the voices asking for our teachings to be offered in Spanish, inspired by the life-altering words of Louise Hay. I have some Spanish people in my audience tonight. I want you all to be the first to know that we're going to be offering our lessons translated in Spanish. So a couple of the people who are going to be working with us are here right now. So that's exciting. You'll be able to hear Louise Hay and Ernest Holmes' words in yet another language. Our commitment always is the same, to extend our light to every corner of the globe that we can. So tonight's lesson, we're going to go to the core of Louise Hay's wisdom and also our own practice. How often have we found ourselves stuck in a story? And I'm always suggesting to people to pay attention to your story. That word history suggests his story. We want to drop any story that's full of pain or anger or blame or any of that type of thing, any of those negative states of consciousness, because we know all thought is creative. And we also know with the gift of this teaching that we're free to turn it all around. Meaning the world of negativity and pain that many people live in, Ernest Holmes said suffering is not God ordained. It was Bill Wilson who said misery is optional. So those two men are essentially were saying the same thing. You know, we might be experiencing misery and pain, but we don't have to be. Ernest Holmes said there's power for good in the universe and we can use it. So part of learning to love ourselves is learning that we are one with this power. We're part of this creative intelligence. It's in every single person, all of us at once, and we can use it. Admittedly, some people don't use their power well. Some people use the gifts that they have in such a way it works against them. So we talk about the law of cause and effect, or as Louise would say, what you put out comes back to you. So we're hoping on these calls that people wake up to the truth of their being and realize that they are inlets and outlets of God activity, that they're fully equipped, and that they have an internal guidance system, which, as Emerson always said, is wooing you, meaning Spirit is speaking to you in your quiet moments, and your conscience comes to you out of the blue. No one has to tell you what is right or wrong. There's something deep at the center of your being that always knows the answers to those questions. So we have an opportunity as we come together every week to remember the truth. We also have an opportunity to learn how to love ourselves and to release the negatives, or as Ernest Holmes would say in the textbook, we take the time, it's the art, it's the method of ridding that negativity, that negation from us, so we can understand and comprehend that we live, we move, we have our being in this divine substance. I came across a quote this week for you I wanted to share regarding our past, because people hang on to their past and they bring all the stuff into the present, which makes it incapable for people to be in new moments. So we want to release the past, and we want to learn to forgive everyone, as Louise advised so many years ago. The quote is, "The past is not your shadow, it's your teacher. You are its student, and you are ever evolving." Okay? You live in the now, you don't live in the past. So release the past. Embrace your journey of growth and expansion. What we're doing here in this class always is we're learning to love the self, to love, accept, and approve of ourselves. And the more we're able to develop self-regard and self-love and appreciation, we will be authentically able to extend it to other people. It doesn't work the other way. When I was younger, we thought, well, we'll go take care of everybody else, and we weren't taking care of ourselves. So this is really, the Louise Hay work is really, she's got it right. You begin with yourself, and you begin to learn to love and honor and approve of yourself. And as you build up your self-esteem, then you become a more authentic person. It's easier for you to share who you are. Because you can't get that from somebody else. You can acquire it for yourself, and then you can extend it to others. Here's a little, Louise Hay said, "The past has no power over me." So you might keep that one for yourself. I release the past. It has no power over me. Or you might say, "I lovingly release the past, and I embrace the lessons that I have learned." This evening, I needed to introduce, because it's the subject, meditation, and how it works in tandem with affirmative prayer. So we'll talk a little bit about it because it's an important tool in self-healing. In our practices, in affirmative prayer, meditation isn't just about becoming still. I don't even know if it's possible to become totally still. But as we slow it down, as we take a pause, and we realize that within us there's an aliveness, right? And we realize that we are one with this aliveness. That's the first step of affirmative prayer, where we recognize that there's power and that there's intelligence. And that power and that intelligence is in us, and it's operating through us all the time, and it always has been. But we're going to go there in affirmative prayer, and we're going to acknowledge that this power is there, and it's in us, operating through us. And to the extent you can do that, and you can start to sense it and feel it, that's the first step of affirmative prayer, where you understand that there is one source, one energy, one presence, and we would add in that presence is in you. So this omnipotent energy doesn't merely surround us. The important thing is to realize that it is operating in you and through you. This energy that operates in you and through you shapes you and guides your journey. By acknowledging this, by uniting with this inner guidance that we all have, Louise Hay expressed, we can heal our lives. So she would say, deep at the center of your being is an infinite well of love. So what she's telling us is you have everything you need right within you. Once you can accept it and acknowledge it and connect with it, you have right at the core of your being all that you will ever need. So before we talk more about meditation and its role in affirmative prayer, let me share a poignant story I found this afternoon that I thought I'd add. It's the story of, the name is Yuki, and Yuki lived in a small village in Japan, and there was a renowned, he was a renowned Zen master, and he was really well regarded all over the area, not just for his wisdom, but also for his profound peace that seemed to surround him. He was known as being the most peaceful person in that whole area. But something outrageous happened one day. A young girl in the village became pregnant, and causing a scandal and shame to her family. And under duress, she finally named Yuki as the father. And this was quite a thing because he was like a sage. So when the child was born, the very upset family brought the baby to Yuki, demanding that he take responsibility. And without any defense, not a pulse, without any argument or any reaction or offense, he simply said, "Is that so?" And he accepted the child. Yuki, despite being blamed, took care of the child with all his heart, never allowing the village or the village people scorn to disturb his meditation, his place of peace. Never allowed anybody to disturb the love that he provided for the child either. Months later, the young girl could no longer live with her guilt, and she confessed that the real father was a young man from a neighboring village. The girl's parents, filled with sadness, rushed to Yuki to apologize and to take back the child. Yuki, without bitterness or resentment, and with the same equanimity, handed the child back, simply saying, "Is that so?" This story serves as an illustration of Yuki's deep meditative practice that allowed him to remain unfazed by external events, unfazed by judgments, unfazed by criticism. Through his meditation, he cultivated an inner peace that was so strong that the external world the external chaos could never disrupt it. See, this story serves as a testament, or at least a reminder, that we too can have that type of inner peace. It's also a testament of the transformative power of meditation. Yuki's deep practice allowed him to remain unaffected by external circumstances, judgments, anything happening in the world. I routinely repeat most weeks, "I can see peace instead of this." And that's such a powerful statement. I'd like to have some of you consider internalizing it for yourself. I can see peace instead of this. If you can internalize this statement, it will be a great tool for you in your day-to-day living. I can see good. I can see peace. I can see the peace of God. I can see good. I can see God in this, good in this. Those are affirmations that I've used throughout the years, and they elevate your consciousness. I can understand that everything is unfolding in divine order also. Again, I can understand that everything is unfolding in divine order also. People are where they are. I happen to witness a lot of people doing a lot of things just recently. I just shake my head. They are where they are. So meditation and centering ourselves can be such a tremendous help. If you take those quiet moments, if you take a time to pause, to meditate, to reflect, a time out, you too can cultivate a state of equilibrium and peace. From the Course in Miracles, there was a line I used to love, I still love, which was, "The peace of God is my one goal, my purpose, my function in my life." That one line can take you a long way also if you keep going back to it, saying the peace of God, or you might want another word, the peace of the universe is my one goal, my purpose, my function in my life. Rather than reacting to the externals, it's always going to be better for you to come back to centering yourself. And you can be like Yuki. The world can be in chaos, but it'll be a place of peace for you. Each of us are connected to Source. There is an aliveness in us. As Louise said, deep at the center of our being, there is this infinite intelligence. We are a center of spiritual activity. There's a well of love, intelligence, and we have the ability to do anything and create any kind of life that we want. So in the embrace of this stillness, we encounter our connection to Source, to the universe. In our work here at the center, every week, we learn to let go of the pain. We learn to let go of the stories. We learn to let go of our judgments. We learn to let go of our need to criticize ourselves. And as we learn to let go of all of that, we become more at peace with others as well. Because we're recognizing that we are one with this indwelling energy. We each on this call are learning to live the affirmative life. And part of that process is learning to slow down and take moments to remember the truth of who we are, the truth of our being. Let's do a little exercise together this evening. I'm hoping everybody's resting somewhere comfortably. Let's have a little moment to reflect. Let's reflect on some very positive ideas. If you're driving, please stay awake. Otherwise, for the rest of us, please get very comfortable. Let's start with an affirmation or two. Let's notice our breathing. Take a breath in. Let's draw in serenity, and let's exhale everything that's unnecessary in our life. And again, let's repeat, breathing in beauty, love, wonderful energy, wonderful breath, and exhale. So let us start with our affirmations for this evening, meditative thoughts, and let these thoughts resonate in every atom of our being. And as we breathe in again and exhale, we think, I am one with life. I am one with the cosmos. I am one with life. I am one with the cosmos. And exhale. And then we think and we say to ourselves, I am one with the energy that's in everything. And we exhale. I'm one with the energy that is in everything. I am interconnected. I am connected with every person and everything. And we breathe that in and we exhale. I'm connected. I'm interconnected with every living thing. I'm connected with life. And now as we think of ourselves personally, we say to ourselves, I am love manifest. I am love manifest. I am an individualization of life. I am an individualization of life. And I am good. And I am good. Next, infinite possibilities run through me. Infinite possibilities run through me. And repeat after me, I sculpt and I create my reality. I sculpt and I create my reality. I love myself the way I am. Repeat, I love myself the way I am. Next, in chaos, I find my calm. In chaos, I find my calm. And another. In turbulence, I find tranquility. In turbulence, I find tranquility. And a couple more. Breathe in with me. Within me rests ageless wisdom. Within me rests ageless wisdom. And from Louise herself, deep at the center of my being, there's an infinite well of love. Yes, deep at the center of my being is an infinite well of love. I know I am supplied and I am supported. Again, I know I am supplied and supported. I love myself the way I am. Again, I love myself the way I am. Now, having bathed in those affirmations, let's go deeper into understanding their true essence. The outer world, with its clamor and disarray, often presents itself as the realm of illusion and confusion. This world, this outer world, with its ever-changing nature, can sometimes sway us away from our center. The outer world can lead us astray from our true self. Our true self is our spiritual essence, our being. We're here for a relatively short time, and we're here to learn, and we're here to grow, and we're here to evolve. Sometimes we get caught up in the world of confusion, in the outer world. But remember, It's the inner world that is the true reality. Deep at the center of our being is this connection, this aliveness, this source, this energy, the animating principle that's in all of us. Each of us have a universe within. As we gather in this call more and more, we pass on suggestions that you take time throughout your week to work on your affirmations, your affirmative prayers. Each of us, again, have a universe within us. This universe, our inner world, is where our true essence lies, untouched by the external happenings, the daily ebbs and flows. When we are in communication with ourselves, when we engage in that intimate dialogue within, what we're doing is we're conversing with the most genuine, unadulterated version of ourselves. That inner conversation, that whisper, or sometimes loud assertion of the soul, it's the most important discussion you will ever engage in. Week by week, I always ask the question, what has it been like being you? I ask that question because it's so important. That inner dialogue shapes our perceptions, it molds our experiences, and it crafts our reality. You are creating your life by means of that inner discussion. Meditation, which we are introducing as part of our self-healing catalog for tonight, is such a profound tool because it allows us to deeply connect with our inner realm. It allows us to listen more intently. I had a great teacher, Bill T., who used to say to all of his students, whenever we would say we don't know the answer to the question, he would always say, you know, and you know that you know. And that ties directly into what Louise was saying, that deep at the center of your being, you're connected with all knowledge, all truth. So you know that you know. All we need to do is to slow down and to listen more intently, because it will reveal itself to you. You don't need to go off to a church. You don't need to go off to a mountain. You don't need to go anywhere, because deep at the center of your being, you have all of this information. Our function always is to remind you of how great you are and that you have everything you need within you. So when you have these meditative moments and you pair them with the power of affirmative prayer, it's going to amplify your ability to heal yourself and also to be a light in the outer world. For our exterior, we have to remember, is always just a reflection of the interior. So as within, so without. You've heard it said 1,000 times. Whatever is living inside of you is playing outside of you. The world outside will transform only when the inner world changes. They used to tell me many years ago it's an inside job. So in other words, the outer world can only transform when your inner world does so first. Again, it's an inside job. So now as we approach the end of this segment, let's make this interaction a little bit more personal. Let's take a moment, reflect, and ask ourselves, what has it been like being you this week? We invite you to share whether it's about a moment of introspection or what it's been like being you, a realization you might have had as a result of being a part of the center, or simply to say, hello, I'm from, again, New Hampshire, or Arizona, I think, tonight, or the Dominican Republic. We have people from everywhere with us tonight. So we're going to turn the call over to you tonight, and looking forward to hearing from anyone and everyone. Thank you.